Bam, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, guys, so we are having Eggos waffles. Does anyone like ruffles? Okay, so this is what we're having. I don't know if you guys can see that. Eggos. So I have two. And I was just craving them, guys. So let's say grace and let's talk. Dear God, bless this food, bless this time in Jesus' name, amen. All right. So what I like to do with my Eggos, what I really like to eat with Eggos, is I actually like to eat bacon with my Eggos, if that's normal. I don't do eggs, and I need to start bringing some protein in my diet. These are actually sugar-free, fat-free. I don't know how they're fat-free. But anyways, and I cut them up like a little kid. I don't care. I cut them up into like little pizza squares, and I eat them. I've not had Eggos, guys. I don't even think I've done an Eggos on my channel before. But see, and they're a little soft. They're not as hard and crunchy as some people eat their Eggos. Okay. We said grace. Bottoms up. It might be a little too soft. I should have let it toast it just a little bit more. So anyway, since I'm not since I'm not going on the arc, guys, I'm going to do some other videos and shoot some other stuff for you guys coming up later up this year. I might be, let me sit back because I feel like you guys can't see me. It's chopping off my head. I'm like pointing up a little. There we go. You guys can see my jacked up hair. So your boy's lost 10 pounds. I'm taking baby steps. I don't care. Why does it look like I look like an arch? Like I'm going downwards. So anyway, I'm not going to do the arc because I was not going to be in a car for 9 hours. I could not do it. And it's just, let me be completely honest with you guys. Okay. So if any of my followers are fat or overweight or whatever, there gets to a point in your life, honestly, where you don't feel comfortable to fly. So there was last December, right? Because I was there from the end of November until like December 5th because my parents were coming back up when I came back. So they were going to see my sister. So last November, pretty much all of last year, I was noticing, I'm putting on some weight. I noticed things were getting hard. But in 2020 because 2020 I was this size when I first got on a plane. The last time I was on a plane was 2010, and that was a sucky year for me. And so from 2010 all the way to 2020 was the longest time like I didn't fly nowhere, right? Because of my size. Because for people that were 600 as big as I was, you can fly because you got to think about my 600-pound life. You see them trying to get through the airport and all the stuff they have to do and how everyone's looking and da-da-da-da-da. I wasn't that big. Or I guess I was. Maybe I carried it really good because a lot of people were like, you were how much? They were like, we would have never even known. So I must have just carried it really good, I guess. But anyway, and they said it's because of my height. But anyway, so I was supposed to go to Texas to go see my cousin, right? She wanted me to come in 2012. My mom was going to buy me the ticket, everything. And I was feeling forced and I did not want to go, right? Because her kids fell in love with me that day. They were like, oh my God, they said Cousin Matthew was so much fun. Especially Jackson. Shout out to you, Jackson. He was like, cool, there's another guy in this whole group of girls. Because, he's the brother, the only boy in this family. And it's like a bunch of girls, right? So we got super close at that time. But anyway, their mom wanted me to go. My mom was like, we can get you tickets tonight, Matt, if you want to go, blah, 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 blah. But I kind of felt forced. But the real reason why I didn't want to go was because I was 678 pounds and I was overweight. I was miserable. Well, no, this time I was probably like 620, 619, something like that. Because I gradually got bigger. So I was like, I don't want to go. So she got really mad at me and they left. So anyways, when my mom and me were pricing tickets for 2015, the tickets were like $650 round trip ticket, but you get the money back when you come back to Florida, something like that. I forget how it was. They give it back to you because tickets weren't that expensive at that time. Tickets were super cheap, but because of your size and because I had to pay for 2 seats, they were going to charge me more money. So anyways, cut to 2020. I do my surgery December 3rd, 2019. My parents were like, we want to give Matthew something because he went through it. He did it. He succeeded. I told you guys, I used to cop out of everything. I never followed through with anything. If it got too hard, I was like, I'm out. And my mom would baby me and let me get out of it, and I was just like, I kind of wish she would have pushed me like she's doing now back then to push me to finish a lot of stuff. But anyways, people used to get mad at her because she would just say, you don't want to do it. It's done. It's over with. We can't force them to do it. But I kind of wish that they did. But anyways, now that I'm in my 30s looking. So anyways, so then they surprised me with tickets to go to DC to go see my sister. So I went to DC. I was weighing this size. I was still in the 4s at this size. I got out of the 6s. I got out of the 5s. I was in the 4s. I was losing weight, looking good, feeling good. No back problem. Nothing, right? I felt a miracle. So I flew, and it was during COVID. The airport was completely empty. The seats were like, I did Southwest Airlines, and the plane was empty. It was like me and 7 people on the plane. I felt like I was on a private jet. Like they were like, sit wherever you want to sit, whatever. But I still had to get that extended seatbelt because they give you a extended seatbelt, right? Just so, because you have to strap in when you're on a plane until you're up to like 10,000 feet. Then they tell you can take it off. I never take it off because I've watched enough movies. So anyways, I did that. So then I flew the airplane. I stayed with my sister, I think, for like 2 weeks. Came back, lost more weight when I came back. October of that year, I left to go stay with my cousin for 3 months. Everyone was like, Matthew, are you sure? That's a long time to be away from home. I'm like, no, we're going to have fun. Biggest mistake of my life. It was just a trick. I guess I had fun with my cousins. I'm not on here to attack her. I'm just saying, yes, it just was not, it wasn't perfect me. It was too new. It was like too brand new. Like, I'm such a family person, and I'm such a yes, I want to fly and I want to spread my wings, but I'm such a family person. People I feel safe with. It was even funny because honestly, I was even missing my mom. Like, I know how to deal with her, but I was missing my mom at 30 years old. I think I was just turned 30. I was missing my mom. I was missing my dad. I was missing my niece. I was missing Jama. That was really it, because I wasn't talking to my son at the time. I mean, I've been missing him for 10 years, but still. He wasn't in the picture, but I was still like missing Florida, weirdly. So anyways, I lost so much weight. So then when I flew back in December 15th of 2020, when COVID was still bad, it was still the highest rates. You have to wear your mask. Guys, I lost so much weight. I went from in the 4s when I got there all the way down to like 328, guys. Because I walked every single day, 3, 4, 5 times a day, just to be able to breathe. I would walk around the whole neighborhood. I'd walk this beautiful, beautiful trail that they had behind the house with my cousin Coco. We would just walk, and my cousin Crystalline. We would just walk and talk and walk and talk. And then she said I motivated her to lose weight. So then she would grab me by the arm and we would just walk. And we were like each other's cheerleader, and we would just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. And then we'd walk at nighttime when all the kids came home from school and football practice and everything. And we would just walk and take the dogs with us. And we had so much fun. And I was like, this is what I need in Florida, because I'm living with a bunch of old people. At the time, like, my parents weren't really, like, my dad was still working from home. My mom was always tired because she watched my niece a lot. And I would take her on walks. I'd put her in her little stroller and we'd walk around until she fell asleep, just so my parents could, like, get a break for a little bit, because we would have her sometimes the whole day. I love her to death. It was nothing bad like that. But I would just take her for a walk. It was like me and Uncle Matt time, because that's what she calls me, Uncle Matt. And then Jama and me would walk a lot. We found a lot of trails around here in Florida. We blogged it. It's all on my YouTube. And then the good thing was, anyways, I'll tell you guys that later. So I would fly so much the rest of 2021. I was back and forth from Orlando to DC. Like, I spent the whole year of 2021 in DC. Like, I did not sit still. I was up there for birthdays, just getting out of the house. Like, my sister was like, she's like one of my best friends. She did not care. She's like, if you want to come, come. And we would just go do stuff. We never sit still. Like, hand to God, if she would have stayed here and my other sister would have moved to DC, I'm telling you right now, I never would have been this fat, because she would have been like on me, like, we're going to the gym, we're doing salsa dancing, we're doing a Zumba class. She teaches Zumba. We're going on a bike trail. We're traveling here. We're traveling there. Like, she's a go-getter, and I love that about her. Like, she keeps me on my toes, going. And I think that she would have let me keep the connection with my son too, because she had been like, he loves you. I don't mind picking you up. I don't mind letting y'all hang out. Like, she would have 100% be a part of that. But she wasn't for the mother situation. But, you know, she still loved Corey. She still thought Corey was beautiful and a sweet person, and she was. And her anniversary is actually coming up the 11th of July. So that makes 2 years since she died. Because my grandpa died on the 7th, and then she died a month later. So that's why it was such a hard year for me to deal with two people that I love dying so close together. And not even really, I mean, yeah, my girlfriend knew who Grandpa was. Grandpa probably didn't even remember who she was because he had dementia. But anyway, so this year and the end of last year, guys, it started getting hard to fly because I needed a seatbelt extender. And then sometimes I wouldn't even ask for it because I was too embarrassed. And then the seatbelt would just lay on the side. But I want to say, did I visit her last January? I could not remember. No, I didn't go because they came here in May. Because they came here in May of last year. But anyways, whenever I flew up there, guys, oh my God. So going to DC is a 2-hour flight, right? I had to sit next to this father and daughter. The daughter's super, super skinny. The father, he's not fat, but he has that beer belly. Like, all his fat is just in his belly. That's it. Everything else is totally fine, toned up. So the little girl was sitting next to me. She was the sweetest little girl. She was so nice. She was talking to me. She was watching this stuff on tablet. We started talking about Disney because we both were like, love Disney. And her father, he was right there. And he kept saying, thank you. Because it was her first time flying. She was going to be so scared. So that was fine. But I just felt miserable because I felt like she didn't have a lot of room because she's between two big people, but she was such a sweet little girl. So sweet. Like, she talked to me about everything. We talked about Descendants. We talked about Disney Channel. We talked about Hannah Montana. We talked about Justin Bieber. We talked about Britney. Like, it was fun. She was a lot of fun. Her dad chimed in. Like, those are my type of people. Like, we connected and everything. And like, we were like, yo, like we exchanged numbers and stuff with the father. We exchanged numbers and like, we follow each other on social media. Like, he's a photographer, so that's what's so cool about it. Like, I will type under his videos, he will type under mine, like, how are you doing? Da, 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 da. And they're from here. But anyways, so I make friends everywhere I go. But anyway, so this last time when I got on the plane in December of last year, I had a window seat, right? I always get window seat because I'm fat, right? And because I was born with crooked legs like this when I was a little kid, right? And my parents massage my feet and they go out like that. They still turn to the side. So when I'm sitting, this one bends more like that because of the knot in my leg. So when I'm in the aisle seat, this leg is hanging out. So when the person is coming with the cart, they're almost hitting me. So sometimes they're like, excuse me, can you put your leg in? And I'm like, oh shit. So like, no more of that, right? That happened one time. So now, oh my God, I got a piece of the thing stuck. So now what I do is I take the window seat. And I should have done upper class, but my dad bought my ticket, so I didn't buy my ticket. To say thank you for watching the house. So that was his present to me. So anyways, excuse me, dang. So it was me, and then there was this skinny white guy sitting between me and then this fat woman that she was pretty big too. All her fat went to her hips, right? And he was so uncomfortable. He was like, flight attendant, can you find me another seat? I'm so uncomfortable. And he really wasn't. He was just bitching. He was annoying because none of us were touching him. I was leaned more this way, so he had like nothing touching him. She was pushed more to that side to kind of like give him comfortable. But we were a full flight, and then the couple in front of us, they got in a fight because they didn't want to sit next to this Spanish woman. They wanted to sit all three of them together and the daughter in the middle, so I can understand that. But somehow the tickets got switched. So then the other lady came on and was like, listen, we got to go. We got to be on time. And then they were yelling at her and she was yelling at them. And then she was like, it's your fault that you guys messed up your own tickets. Don't be getting mad at me or something like that. So then finally they just sat down and the guy was like cussing and everything. So then the daughter switched with the mother because the mother didn't speak any English, so the daughter sat back there with them. And then we took off. But the guy was like fidgeting the whole time and moving and stuff like that. And like it made me so frustrated because I'm like, I know I put on weight, but like damn, this dude was like stressing me out. And then so I haven't flown again since last year, basically. Like, you know me, I'm on the go, go, go. And I don't know, it just depressed me because I was like, I need to lose weight. And that kind of is what woke me up and said, okay, you've put weight back on. It's time to lose weight again. You're uncomfortable in the seat. You're all like, the airport is fine. The walking in the airport's fine. I'm not sweaty. I don't stink. My back is not hurting. Nothing like that. It's just when I get on the plane, it's like, I'm miserable. I don't know why. I don't know why I am. So I got to fix that. So I'm like, let me start this shot and let me start walking. Because I want to go to DC for Thanksgiving and Christmas again this year. So I wanted, Thanksgiving. Because I got to spend Christmas with my son. We've been saying that for the last 2 years and we have not spent it together. So we will this year, definitely. But now that I'm going to be working, I probably don't even know when I'll get some time off. But anyways. So I love you guys. I know I rambled and raved, but I love you guys. My phone is dying and I need to charge it. And I will talk to you guys later. Make sure to like and subscribe. Watch yesterday's video. Thank you for getting my my live to 68K, guys. Like, I was so hurt and I was so pissed. I was mad at my son. I was mad at my mom. And I was mad about the world. And just everything hit me that day. Like, I went off and I'm like, sometimes I regret my videos that I post because I'm like, God forbid something happens to me and then my kid is watching that and he's just like, dang, my dad never loved me. But he knows I love him. Like, he knows it. Hand to God, he knows it because I've put up with a lot. And so has he. So has he. I'm not saying I'm an easy dad. 100%. I have my own issues from my childhood. And I see a lot of like what my mom did to me with just different things sometimes that we get in arguments for stupid reasons. And I'm just like, what the hell? Why am I... So I love you guys, and he's calling me, so I gotta go. I love you guys. Bye.